It was also dark, but yeah.
Yeah, so let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this.
Oh.
What? Yeah. Los Santos pizza delivery.
That's actually fucking funny.
And then if you look over here, the fastest pizza in the west, and then over here
it
says
says pizza on
and then
the
it says
wing.
call 811 for your pizza.
That's actually hilarious. This is sick.
This went in flank court though. No, this is still illegal to have though.
That is not illegal to have.
It definitely is.
I don't know.
No, because you're
It's 100% not.
No. You're representing yourself as a police officer. It doesn't matter if it says it or not. If you pull behind
Where
me,
did I once identify myself as law enforcement in this vehicle?
Well, LSPD.
Okay, LSPD can mean multiple things. It could literally mean whatever you want it to mean.
You're absolutely right, but the way it's presented is you're presenting yourself as a police officer, right?
No.
To be fair, we do not
here's the thing.
The LSPD mark. It can mean many things.
Here's the thing. Right. I got informed. I mean, unless I'm wording what I came across a little bit different, that my vehicle is going to be impounded on private property of my establishment, legally parked without my calling. I'm just gonna let y'all know, you so dare touch this vehicle, and there will be the biggest lawsuit LSPD has ever seen to this day. And if I ever get pulled over, charged, fined, or even harassed for this livery, there will be a lawsuit to LSPD so damn quick, as I am a law-abiding citizen of the city, have never been arrested once in my life. I've even been pulled over last night, and officers were complimenting this vehicle. And there's no shape, form, or way where I've
if officer was
impersonating.
complimenting or not, that's irrelevant. It's underneath the law statute. You cannot drive a vehicle that presents yourself as an officer. This is regardless.
Well, where does it on this vehicle state that I am law enforcement?
That's how it's presented. That's how the law is interpreted.
But does it on this vehicle present that I identify myself as law enforcement? Does this vehicle say law enforcement? Does it, other than LSPD, does it anywhere on this vehicle
That's irrelevant.
claim
That's irrelevant. If you present yourself as
relevant.
No, it's not. No, there's several case laws that would argue otherwise, sir. No. If you present yourself as if you present yourself as an officer, you can be charged for presenting yourself.
I'm going to promise you,
as an officer. Yes, sir.
You impound this vehicle, and I will have Stan down here so damn fast. I hope you know who Stan is, who is the most prominent lawyer in all of Los Santos.
Well, actually, he's a DA, so he's not a private attorney, so you want to be able to represent you regardless. I know exactly who Stan is.
All right, I'll just get a lawyer down here now with this one.
Fantastic.
That's early, so there probably isn't.
You sound familiar.
Oh.
Him. Okay,
what's your name, sir? Both of y'all and badge numbers.
My name is Eufrasio Mancini. Badge number Lima 72. Officer
Jonathan Klein Norton. Badge number Lincoln 95.
And what was your badge number? I'm sorry, one more time.
Lima 72.
72. And what would be your ranks?
Officer.
Cadet.
Officer and cadet. Is there anyone higher than an officer available at the moment?
Ooh, stand by. I don't believe so, no.
I don't believe so, no. Goddamn BT. Yeah, it's just me and him.
Okay, stand by. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got name, badge number. So here's the thing. Like I said, private property. This is on my property. I'm the owner of this establishment.
Yes,
it is legally parked. And again has no indicators of law enforcement other than the lettering of 4 letters on this entire vehicle.
Yes, sir.
And you guys wanted to come onto this property and just impound it.
Well, I was investigating, sir. I wasn't impounding anything. I was just investigating. But I will. You know what? Let's do this. I will inform you. If you were to drive this car on the vehicle on the public road out there, I will pull you over, and I will impound the vehicle because you would be impersonating a police officer.
Oh shit, sorry.
No,
Thought it was locked.
Please pull over, sir.
Lincoln 95 plus 1 shows on a 1011 westbound Mirror Park Boulevard next to Hornies.
Can you turn your car off for me, please? Hello, sir. My name is Mancini. Cuccolio.
Yeah.
Oop,
Of course. What seems to be the problem, officer?
Wrong name. Eufrasio Mancini. Lima,
Hmm?
72 is my badge number.
Hmm?
Do you know why I pulled you over today?
Honestly, I have no idea. I pulled out of my establishment very legally, waited at the red light patiently.
Yes, sir. Do you know the legalities on your, on this livery here, sir?
Oh, yeah, the Los Santos pizza delivery. Of course.
Yes, sir. Do you know, no. Do you know the legalities of it?
Well, elaborate for me here.
Okay. You were impersonating a police officer by having this livery on your vehicle.
Is that so?
That is correct, sir.
And what form, shape, form, or way does this vehicle indicate that it's under law enforcement?
You know the big letters on the side where it says LSPD?
Yeah, Los Santos Police Delivery. You've never heard of it?
No, this is the first time, sir.
Oh, well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they always say you learn a new thing every day, so I'm glad
Yes,
you
sir.
learned yours today.
Yes, sir. Could you step out of your vehicle for me, please?
Sure. I mean, I could, but under what grounds?
My safety and yours, sir.
Okay. Sure. I don't mind stepping out for your safety and my safety.
Okay. Could you read what's on your front hood over here, please, sir?
Yeah, it says 811 emergency.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It says what now? Do you get to say it again?
811. That's an 811 emergency.
Okay. So what is on your hood? What is that number on your? What is that thing? Those texts on your hood. What is it?
That's a 4 and a 2.
Okay. So let me ask you this question: if you were to pull up to behind me, what would I think you are? What would a reasonable person believe that you are?
I believe that I am a very wealthy individual, as this is a very expensive car, being it's an RH7.
That's a good point.
Oh, here we go, right here, actually. I believe that's a command. One sec. Stand by for me.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I normally would not do this, but I'm requesting your assistance. On the
Alright.
38, if you want. So the issue here is that his car presents himself as a police officer, but he's arguing that it does not. On the front of the hood it says 811 emergency, but you would not notice the 8s unless you look up close to it.
You also wouldn't realize what it says unless you looked up close to it. That's irrelevant.
It says LSPD on the side, sir.
Yes, Los Santos pizza delivery.
The way it's presented, represent yourself as an officer. That's the issue.
Yeah, and your helmet would present you to be a war vet.
Doesn't?
Yeah.
Which is
Just,
true.
yeah, that's irrelevant.
Which is true. I'm a war vet,
Yeah.
sir.
Exactly, irrelevant.
No, but it's true though, right?
I'm just telling you what it perceives to be.
Well, but it's
This
true
thing has
though.
pizza plastered all over it.
But you would only notice it unless you actually get out and look at it in detail. At first glance,
It literally says
you present
pizza,
yourself
pizza
as an
this,
officer.
pizza,
That's the
pizza.
argument.
It says pizza. It says pizza more than it says LSPD.
I understand your position. We're discussing the legalities of delivery itself.
Yeah. 0 lights, 0 sirens. I mean, I don't get how. If someone thinks this is a police car, they're fucking too high to function.
Alright, they'll just talk about it over there and then they'll let you know.
Okay, sir. If you would just stand by for me 1 moment.
Yeah, of course, of course.
That there's not a single R34 cruiser.
So this guy, what pizza delivery places there are lost? Where is the closest pizza delivery place even close by?
There's pizza this. I don't know where that is though.
That's in the beach.
Yeah. It's the only pizza, I think.
So what's your plan with the vehicle anyway? So
So honestly, I just want to know what the legalities are. Is that actually, if somebody was so if you present yourself as an officer, regardless if you stated or not, if you present yourself as an officer, you could be charged for impersonating an officer. Yes.
Well, yeah, you can charge for personally also impound the vehicle indefinitely until we change the livery of the vehicle.
Exactly, but he's arguing that that's not the case. That's not the case. If he pulled up to behind me and I saw LSPD on the side, in that text format with the number on the hood with what says emergency, I, as a reasonable civilian, would believe that is a police officer. And I believe a judge would agree with that.
Let's give it a minute here, guys. I'm looking at my handy dandy tablet here at the vehicle codes. All right.
Yes, sir.
Does he work for a pizza delivery place at all? Do you know if he does?
I can go ask. 1 sec. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Do you happen to work for a pizza place by any chance?
Yes, I do actually.
What is it called?
Pizza this.
Pizza this? Is that the one right down the street? By,
Oh, yeah, they moved. They're on the pier area now.
oh,
Or underneath the pier.
Okay. Well, thank you. If you want, just continue to stand by for me, please.
Yeah, of course.
Does he work for a
Well,
pizza place? Or
under
does
here,
He works for Pizza
under
Hut.
under vehicle code section 27605, no person shall own or operate a motor vehicle painted in the manner described in section 40800 to resemble a motor vehicle used by a peace officer or traffic officer on duty for the primary person of enforcing the provisions of Division 10.
Where's that at? Where are you reading on this at?
We go off of California vehicle code, California laws, so it's California vehicle code.
Fair enough. So with my estimation that a judge would fall in line with my belief as a reasonable civilian, somebody pulled up behind me with that livery and that vehicle within that text and format, a reasonable civilian, a reasonable person would have to believe that it is indeed a police officer car.
Yeah,
Yes?
I'd say so, yeah.
So I'm gonna pound it then. If that's
Sounds
the
good.
case.
Mhm.
Do
Let
we
me just-
are we in sync here? Are we
What's his
I thought
name?
you impounded
Yes, sir.
indefinitely.
what was that, sir?
What's the guy's name?
Inosuke Takahashi. Well, that's the owner of the vehicle.
And if you
We
want,
haven't-
you can never mind.
And I had him inside say that it is his vehicle.
Yes, sir.
So,
I'm gonna look at the MT and see if there's like a thing in here that says it or like a charge or a site for it.
Well, I know there's impersonating an officer, police officer. I know there's a penal code for that.
Yeah, there's a PC. Yeah, there's a PC for that, but he's not He's not fully impersonating a cop, but he is just driving.
He could be interpreted
Yeah.
as that though.
him himself is not impersonating,
Yeah.
it's just the vehicle.
It's the car, so you would have. I mean,
But here's
you
the thing.
are able to impound the vehicle.
I pulled him over while driving that vehicle. Therefore, the vehicle is part of him. If he's driving the vehicle, that's him impersonating a police officer.
Say that again?
Let me check.
Yes. Okay, so
Or-
if I'm driving the vehicle, right? That vehicle is my persona of how I present it to the world, right? If that vehicle, that's my container, is being presented to the world as a police officer,
Yes, no, you can challenge an impersonate a piece of. I just read the PC.
yes, sir.
It says the act of falsing, portraying as a government official or worker in order to gain access to restricted areas or another human being. This also includes the unauthorized use of government issued fuck. I didn't read that part. It says unauthorized use of government issued vehicles and equipment. It's not a government issued vehicle, but
Yes, sir.
has a. it looks like a LSPD vehicle, so I say you can hit him with impersonating a peace officer. You can just look over at peace. What's the number?
Reggie's
PC
Patel will be coming
3003.
up.
Okay, so it states right there, or fool another human being. So you would have to prove intent, though. The intent of him in the act of proving to fool another human being.
Oh, let me go check
Yes.
this car out. I'm gonna see something.
Do you guys see your shirts the way I see your shirts?
What do you mean?
Yeah, your guys' shirts are spazzing out like fucking crazy in my
Yeah,
eyes.
like really badly. Yes, please just take your shirt off. I'd rather you conduct your interview shirtless
Is
than
it
the way
better?
it looks now.
Okay, just
No,
let the
no.
lawyer know. So the
It's
lawyer don't make
genuinely
it.
giving me a
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for yeah.
Oh, I know what it is. It's the badge on our holster.
It looked
It's
like
showing.
Venom from Spider-Man was corrupting your
It's
shirts.
the little badge on our holster, if you see it or not. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
These-
trust me. The
these
shirtless.
are
I'll
fine.
take the shirtless.
Am I good to put your seat in the vehicle? Can I check the inside? It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Am I good to quickly just sit in the vehicle and just check the inside?
Yeah. This
I'll go ask
vehicle's
the
good. Yeah, go for it.
cashier some questions real quick.
Ricky.
Yeah.
I appreciate being cordial, by the way.
Absolutely. I stand by my fact I'm a law-abiding citizen, never been arrested.
Yes, sir.
We're just waiting for the lawyer to come down here and verify
Yeah.
everything.
Of course.
There's some on and offs, you know, in the vehicle codes.
Nice ending though.
Gorgeous engine, holy shit.
That's real nice.
Yeah, how big is the turbo on that?
I'm sorry.
How big is the turbo?
Off the top of my head, unsure. I literally just got this car last night.
Oh, that's fair. It's a gorgeous engine block.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I had I think Officer Vinny Mac and I think his cadet Snoopy something pulled me over there last night. And they said how much they loved it.
Vinny did?
Yeah,
Vinny is a pretty smart guy.
literally said like I told him I was like I'm kind of worried that someone might pull me over. Because there was another situation where another individual got pulled over because of similarities apparently, and he said, "Nah, man, you'll be good, you'll be okay." I said, "Oh, okay, cool."
Why would you just more often though?
So here's the problem with it, right? Nothing against Vinny, but he should have.
I think my lawyer just pulled up.
He should have verified that before giving this information.
Yeah, no worries. My lawyer, I believe, just pulled up.
Where is your lawyer? Oh,
right over there.
Right.
Oh, I know him. I've dealt with him before.
Yeah, look, why not chill? That's okay.
How you doing, sir?
Unless you want us,
great. How are you? What
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, so that's why I prefer.
Take it off.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why their shirts
Yeah,
were
that's
I
why.
prefer to be shirtless too.
Yeah.
I was from here.
Okay, so the problem is here is the legalities on that livery on this vehicle over there.
Okay.
The question is, would a reasonable person believe that vehicle is a police car? I would argue yes.
What are you? Let's see here.
What am I basing that on? The tags on the outside, the number on the hood, the fact it says emergency on the hood, the overall presentation of the vehicle itself. The layout
Okay.
would match a reasonable assumption of a vehicle. That would match that of a police officer car. The LSPD.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no patrol car that looks like this. Correct? There's no car that says LSPD on the side like this does.
The question is, would a reasonable individual believe that that car is a police officer's car? I would argue yes, and I believe a judge.
I would argue no.
I believe a judge would actually agree because the full presentation
I
of it
mean,
would
if
match.
you look at it, it says.
What does it say?
Does it not say Los Santos Pizza Delivery?
No.
on it?
From back here, what does it say? No,
Let
don't
me-
go,
so
don't
come
go
here,
forward.
come
Up
with
back
me,
from
come
back
with me, let
here,
me
from
show you
back here.
something.
What's
Where
this?
where do you see call 911 on the back of that vehicle?
Where does it say? No, what does it say?
Where does
The
it say
thing
call
is, though,
911?
the thing
is,
Why would I
though-
call 911 if it does
What-
not simply say?
what does it
I
say?
believe
What does it
that
say on the
in a
side?
court of law, I will win this. I will
I don't
win this
think so.
case.
I don't think so.
Guys,
I think
guys,
so.
guys, I know,
Guys, this isn't a whole ass
I'm not
argument.
gonna. You know what? This is the second
This is
time
a
I've
legal
gotten into
traffic
arguments
stop, you're gonna
with
be
this
portrayed.
officer
Yes,
or
sir.
with this officer right here.
Yes, sir, it is.
The second time, and I'm not gonna sit here and argue.
And
with
I
you.
refuted
Let's
your
take
other
it to the
argument
court
as
of
well.
law.
I made your other argument
Let's go to a
completely
court of law.
invalid.
Gentlemen,
Let's
gentlemen.
go to a court of law.
Right, okay. I think me and Phil.
My
should talk
job is
tomorrow
to
over
fight
there.
in a
Let's
court
talk
of law.
Let's talk about
Oh, just like I said last time, right? Who
Right.
decided
In a
to fight on the
court of law.
sidewalk like last
In a
time?
court
Who
of
decided
law.
that one?
Jesus H Christ.
I can't. I'm telling out for that face. Dear God.
Lincoln 05 is 41 and on tag.
Welcome.
This is Lima 72. Captain Mac, could you come to my 20, please? Zone
Where you at?
581.
It's next to the pizza dish. Or correction, Horny Burger.
Alright, 10-4. I can't pull my interceptor, so it might be a minute.
Done for.
There's no motorized vehicle that is.
60 switching back to TAC 1.
Law enforcement officer that has its spoiler, unless it is a UC, this does not present itself as a UC. Second of all, you have very. I don't even know if I've seen a police vehicle that has 42 on the hood of it, right? That is your older version vehicle. That is not your current patrol vehicle, correct?
I mean,
And you guys also have distinct. You guys also have distinct seals on your vehicles themselves. You know?
You said distinct what?
It's funny that he wants to say he wants to argue just in court, but here he is. The second time now.
You guys, your cadet back there said he got a 911 call about this.
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we received the call about the vehicle. Let me look at it for you. That was
You can't give out the name, but you can just...
Yeah, we're not gonna give the name.
No, I mean, I was just curious to make sure that was like a legitimate actual.
Yeah, hold on. It was a
Yeah,
bit
there was an
ago.
arrow on saying that there's a fake LSPD car here.
Interesting. Interesting. As I'm trying to think of all the customers that came through my restaurant. I mean, it's been very quiet the past hour.
Yeah, we got a 911 call about 30 minutes ago about a fake LSPD car at Horny's.
Is that Macaroni?
Yes,
That's Mr. Macaroni.
Yes, sir. So the question is about the legalities in that livery over there, sir. Is that a police car at first glance, or is it not a police car at first glance?
That's 100% a police car.
How you doing, Mr. Macaroni?
What's up, big dog?
Mac, you wanna call
And that's the legalities behind the question here. Would a reasonable
Well, do they
person
have-
believe that this is in fact a police car, or is it not a police car at first glance?
I would 100% assume it would be a police car at first glance.
And why is that, Mr. Mac? Captain
It
Mac?
has LSPD in large, bold letters on the side of it, and it's black and white.
I would concur with that, Captain Mac. It also has the number on, on the hood, just like a normal police car would.
That's,
and it
that's
has
the
police-
drift competition. You know, the drift competition number.
Yeah, no, I can see the argument both ways.
I can too, but however, that's.
Well, Mr. Macaroni, let me talk to you over here. Let me tell you the whole
Yeah.
story of everything that went down.
Okay, let's talk. Let's talk.
You know, for somebody who doesn't want to argue on the side of the sidewalk, he's doing a lot of arguing over there.
But I also feel my argument is valid as well, right? Listen, I genuinely, I believe it can go either way, only because the patrol vehicles look much different than this vehicle, certainly, right? And it's clearly not a UC car because it has a spoiler on it. You guys have standards for that, and it doesn't have, you know, lights or anything of that nature. It doesn't have the government seal, and you know, in my personal opinion, like you said, it could go either way. That's all I'm here to have a discussion with, right? But you know, this LSPD officer in front of us, I don't, you know, it's like pulling teeth and nails with this guy. Oh, wait a second, you guys, are you sheriff's office?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
shit,
just
okay.
here
Alright,
between the
alright,
supervisors since they were just.
Okay. Okay, alright, very good. Yeah, honestly it is. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm not, yeah, it's absurdity. Yeah, listen, whatever he wants to do at this point in time is what he wants to do, and then I'll advise my client what we need to do. Yeah, so feel free to-
Mancini.
Yes, sir.
Come here. So, what are you wanting to do with the vehicle? Are you wanting to impound it?
Honestly, I'm just curious about the legalities on it. Like, I'm just, honestly just curious.
I mean, personally, I'd say 50-50, but it's up to the lawyer.
It's your call. You're the first on scene. You only calls over to get a few questions, so this is all you. If you want to impound it, and then obviously Raj is going to talk to him, so again, take it to the court. But this is all your call. If you want to impound it, go ahead and impound it.
Yeah, completely your call.
So how about this? How about I give him a fine for impersonating a police officer, right? Just so it goes to court, so we can move forward with the litigations to actually figure out Well, to have
I hope it goes to court. I just don't know if it'll ever make it to court with the state of the current judges at the moment. But I'm totally down for that.
Okay, I'm not. Well, if I charge him with impersonating an officer, I'll have to. One sec. I'm gonna figure out something.
I think it's a 10k fine, maybe.
Well, then I would have to formally arrest him if I charge him with.
Well, does he fit the description for this?
Under
Of
the PC,
impersonating a
yes.
peace officer?
I would
Under
argue
the PC,
yes.
yes.
I would argue yes, it does. But so here's the thing, right? So this comes down to it. If you actually read the impersonating police officer, it says, it's like, I'll read it direct. So this is directly verbatim what it says. The act of falsely portraying as a government official, which one I argue that is, or worker in order to gain, so here's the kicker, in order to gain access to restricted area. Does this imply? No, it doesn't. Moving on. Or fool another human being. He hasn't fooled anyone yet, so that doesn't apply. This also includes the unauthorized use of government issued equipment. So let's go back. Where it says
Right.
where to go? Where it says to fool another human being, you would have to prove intent on that, right? I mean,
Correct.
yes. So that's the problem. I don't really care about towing the vehicle so much. I just want this to go to court so we can actually figure out the actual legalities of it. So here's the problem, right? I don't want to formally charge him, but I do want to figure out the actual legalities in case, because this is going to come up again, I guarantee it. Another officer's going to drive by.
100%.
Then another officer's going to drive by, he's going to see that, he's going to pull over. That's going to waste his time and the officer's time, right? So I'm trying to avoid
Well,
that.
you know what the problem is?
Yes, sir.
Just so I appreciate you being able to have a conversation with me, right? But
yes, sir.
the problem is with the laws and the charges that we currently have. Me and you are going to consistently see each other and be in arguments because the way that this is worded in a court of law, technically, like you said, you can't prove intent. Technically, this also would have to be a government issued vehicle and or other equipment.
Yes,
But to your point, it's the whole,
Yes, sir.
it also is worded to say gain whatever, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And I totally get what you said. These two deputies to the left and right of me have said. I really think it could go either way, but that's the problem with it. It can go either way.
I would
It
agree with
shouldn't
you.
be this way.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. So I'm the one that came to you before a couple of weeks ago and brought up the somebody came
Yes,
to me
exactly.
about the what was it? Somebody gave the keys, but
It was
doesn't
something about trespassing, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. So it's the same problem. So this is why I wanted to go to court so we can figure this out, so we can avoid these type of issues in the future. Trying to like hash out the issues here, which is why I don't know how to go to court, forcibly go to court without formally charging him. That's the question, right? So how do we bring it up to the officials without actually charging him or towing his vehicle?
Well, since we've had that conversation forever ago, in my opinion, we've had so many issues with this penal code, with this, all of this. Who are we supposed to take this to? Because the people who are making
Fantastic
these,
question.
whoever's making these rules or laws, they're not here, and they haven't been here. They've been absent, and these have been enacted for months. These have been alive and active for months, and now because we're just now running into these situations, we have no I'm at a loss for what the fuck we do. Because let's say you charge him, right? We fight it in court. How long is that going to take? And then in between, how long it takes? How many more people are going to be caught up in this?
Yes, I agree with you. But
It's a fucked system.
I agree with you. But however,
But I guess we have to do.
We
Yeah,
have,
go ahead.
we have to invest now for the betterment of the future, right? So we have to put in the work now to avoid the outcome of the potential outcome of the future. Which is why I'm willing. I don't know how. So that's the question. I don't want to charge him. I don't want to tell. It's kind of like whatever, because there's no malice intent in what he's doing. So I don't want to charge him with anything. But how I move forward with pushing it through court without charging him is the question. So that's the
Yeah. I'm trying to. Let me see if I can find a.
Give
I
him
don't
the nines.
know if there's a form or something. Yeah, give him the nines. If there's a form or something where we can report this, like, I'm at a loss for words as that, the continued lack of whoever made this fucking fucked up piece of shit trash penal
Yes.
code and now we are the ones that have to pay the price.
Yes, sir. Also, just the side note, I went through all the penal codes, well, most of them already. I'm actually making an external list of all the penal codes. I can send it to you afterwards. I put it into a Google Doc. But going through them, there's a bunch of different discrepancies and issues within there. I can point them all out to you. I was going through some of them with the ADA recently. But yeah, there's a lot of issues in it. I was pointing them all out, so hopefully I can also send you a list so you can have your own personal external list once it finally gets done. I would actually implore you to help me fill it out too, because it's a lot.
I will gladly do that because this is just disastrous.
Yes, sir.
There you are.
Well, thank you.
I mean, at the end of the day, let's not beat around the bush. This is gonna have to go to a judge. They're gonna have to decide.
100% it is.
Yeah,
Well, so
100%.
the question is, how do we make it go to a judge?
But that's the thing, though, Rody, right? That's what we just talked about. When's the last time you saw a judge fly into this city?
It's been a while.
1994.
That's the problem, right? So let's say, he gets charged with whatever, right? We take him to
for
court.
judge.
Like I was just telling Mancini right here, right? Like these laws are so flawed within each other, they can be argued 50-50, which is the problem.
No. I'm gonna go ahead and no one's getting charged with anything. No one's car is getting impacted. That's not happening. All right, because there's no sense in that. He's not actively antagonizing anybody. I agree that it's on the line, if not a little bit over it. Specifically the LSPD in bold letters on the side of it. That is inarguable that is a cop thing, right? If that car passed you at 90 miles an hour, you're not seeing pizza delivery. You're seeing a black and white car pass you with LSPD written on the side of it, right? There's no arguing that. But like I said, that might be what puts it over the line. If it didn't have LSPD, because this is what I would argue. There is no Los Santos pizza delivery. There's pizza this, and they have pizza this delivery drivers, right? But LSPD doesn't signify pizza this. That signals Los Santos pizza delivery or police department, right?
Sure, that argument I would argue that, technically there's no San Andreas Highway Patrol, but there is, right?
Yeah, no. If someone started a pizza company called Los Santos Pizza, then that makes sense, and then we would have that argument with them. But pizza this, that doesn't signify pizza this. That signifies Los Santos.
Right.
So just to expand on what Captain Max said here, it's not just the LSPD. It's the formats. It's the way it's presented on the car. It's the entirety of the car itself, along with LSPD. It's not just those 4-letter context. It's the entirety of the car itself, plus that makes it so. I agree.
Well, I think everything else gets it up to the line.
Yes, sir.
But the LSPD, I think, crosses it. If someone buys a black car, wrecks it, puts a white hood, a white roof, and white doors on it, that's not a cop car.
Yes, sir.
But if they write LSPD on the side of it and then put a number on it, makes it look like a cop car.
Yes, sir. So I would agree with that. It's the totality of the vehicle entirely. It's what presents itself as a police car.
Right. I would argue technicalities and that, right? Whatever, right? But the question is, for now, how do we move forward with this? Because, like Mancini said here, right? We are at a weird point where this is going to continuously happen. But how do we prevent this from happening and bring this to a court of law to change the specific, the specificities, thank you, of the laws in the penal code which you are attempting to charge them with, that could or could not be argued in a court of law and is undisputable for that vehicle right there, right?
I'd say what we do is, do you have any pizza deliveries you're doing right now, sir?
No, sir.
Would you be willing to agree to garage the car until we can get it seen by a judge?
Or at the very least, change the livery.
That could take months.
Or the livery. And I'll pay for the livery change out of pocket if you want, but until we get it looked at. Because I don't want you to because let's be honest, we're all going to come to a decision, but then if you drive that by another cop, you're going to be on the side of the road for another 30 minutes. It's going to be a problem until we can get it sorted. And I agree that I don't want to trample on your individuality. I don't want you to have to garage the car for however long or change it. But it's also, until we can get a final say, you're either going to get stopped a lot and you're going to have this conversation a lot, or we're going to have to change it for the time being. I don't know. I don't know if there's, I can't think of a better thing that gets you out of this and also make sure that no one thinks that there's a cop car Skyline driving around here, because no one's driving a cop car Skyline except me, by God.
Well, I mean, the department doesn't have one, to my knowledge.
I know. You're right.
Not yet, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you able to get rid of the lettering and just keep the coloring?
Yeah, even that.
I can't just take the 4 letters off. No, it's not. It's a whole wrap. It would take the whole wrap off.
I see.
There's a very extensive wrap that I got put for Pizza This. Just so happens to also be a personal vehicle and not just a work vehicle.
Is the owners of Pizza This near? Like, are they in?
Yeah. I can give them a call.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can talk to them to see what they would want.
Would you want me to have Travis come down here?
Maybe not. Let's not drag him to it yet. Let's see what we can come to it. Let's see what kind of conclusion we can come to. If we want to drag it a little farther, then we might want to get him down here and ask him, does that car signify his company? What about LSPD signifies Pizza This? That would be my argument. But
I mean, it's got pizza plastered all over the thing.
I wouldn't say all over. It's like
it's on the it's on the sides. It's on the back. It's on the rear. It's on the spoiler.
Small font on the sides.
It's kind of broken up
by the bumper on the back. The bumper kind of folds over in on itself.
Small is such a delicate term these days.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold out. It's cold out. It's we'll say average.
Above average.
It's definitely smaller than the other letters on it.
I've seen bigger, I've seen smaller, but I'd say it's average.
When you compare it to the big black lettering on the side of it, it's kind of, it makes it look a lot smaller.
Okay, I consider it to the big. I mean,
can we get back on track, please?
Let's compare.
So, what is the resolution here? What is the conclusion? So
here's either a livery change or garages, or you're gonna get pulled over every 5 minutes for rolling around here in a cop car lookalike.
That's exactly it.
Well,
so is it possible for you to just change the livery? So those are the options. Either you change the livery, garage the car, or you're going to continuously be pulled over and have to deal with us every single time.
Well, I think you guys are, for the most part, lovely individuals. Would not mind the daily conversations,
Well, so now with that in mind, then you're wasting department resources by pulling you over.
Well,
right?
Not necessarily. I mean, you've seen the vehicle. You guys know what the vehicle looks like.
We do, but
pulling
not
it over.
else.
Well, it's no. He's saying not us,
There's
but other officers that aren't clocked in. Yeah.
So at that point, you'd be wasting department resources and your resources as well, your time, unless you just want to have conversations on the side of the road.
And the pizza can get cold as well.
On a periodic time.
On the side of the road.
It's true. The pizza will get cold.
Yep.
Well, what if the ice in their drink melts?
The business.
I will say, as a legal advisor to you, the decision is completely up to you. However, to a certain degree, will it become an issue, right? So just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? So, if you want to have them cover the cost of a temporary fix of the vehicle,
well, absolutely
temporarily, and then we can look at the legalities, because supposedly, allegedly, theoretically, hypothetically, there's supposed to be some weird judge coming in, and I highly doubt it. I believe it when I see it, but supposedly that is going to happen today. But I can't imagine if we were to ever get to a court case, it'd be anytime soon with the backlog that there is currently. So
yeah,
do we have pictures of this car?
Yes, sir. Yes, we do. Yeah, they're in the emails are in. Okay.
Wait, when did you guys have time to take pictures?
I'm not sure, but they're in the Lyco SD card.
Yes, sir.
Wait,
technology these days.
Wait, did you guys take pictures while you were in my parking lot?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At
Interesting.
the time, we did have reasonable suspicion.
Well, it's public view, so regardless if it's
it's public view,
quote private or not, it's in public view. It's reasonable that we went over there to check it out because it's suspected to be an illegal vehicle, or at the very least, it's an abandoned police car. Is actually why I went over there.
Yeah, we assume abandonment.
Tell you what, I'll garage it until we can talk to the judge.
Perfect. Like forcing
Okay,
you
I guess
to
we'll see you in court next year.
do anything bad, yeah.
Right, and still, you know, you don't have to garage it. You could just, you know, temporarily have them cover the cost of what it
Yeah,
would
I don't.
be to
That's a
take it
that's a
off,
nice
put it
car. I
back
don't want it to
on,
sit in a
type thing,
garage.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that thing
I
is
just
gorgeous.
wouldn't-
I'd hate for that thing to be a garage queen.
I
want
just
to see
wouldn't
that.
have the you know how much it would cost for that right now, something because my mechanic isn't in city at the moment,
Okay.
so I wouldn't know what that cost point would cost.
Oh, look,
We'll see what we can
East
get
Customs
expedited.
right now.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Will it cost more than 10K?
Yeah, let's just call it 50K and call it there, huh?
I could see that.
50K.
I won't be able to change it until later today because, like I said,
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
So
I don't have my
People got
mechanic.
things to do.
So
all
would
that
we
fun
agree on
stuff.
on a 24-hour hold stipulated on you changing the livery, and then post that if we pulled you over again, we'll give you a fine for what we just talked about. Is that fair? Because we already talked about this. We already discussed it. Pending further review by a judge.
A fine under for what? Impersonating law enforcement?
Yes, sir. Because if not, what is the point of this then? If not, because you just go change delivery, and then a couple weeks later you change it back, and then we're back at this again. So it's got to be some kind of agreement here that you're not going to change it back once
And
you
it's
feel like
totally up
changing
to
it back
you.
again.
We can totally fight this in court if you'd like, my friend, but the call is on to you, my friend, okay?
Yeah, I'm very confused if this is a lawful order if we're fighting this because it's like if being told if I don't do it within a certain guidelines, I'm going to be charged for impersonating law
No, I'm saying
enforcement.
if we're agreeing to pay for your livery to be changed, there's got to be agreement on something. It's got to be stipulated on something that you won't go and change it
Yeah,
back.
I'll change
within
the livery.
So we are in agreement that you're not going to change it back, right?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what he's saying. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like if
Wait,
you
once
get
I
it
change
changed,
it,
it
I'm not gonna
won't
change
go
it
back to
back.
this.
Pending court agreement by a judge.
Yes. So you're not going to change it back pending agreement. And if you do put it back, we're going to charge you for impersonating a police officer.
But don't you think that's a bit? Let me just. Well, I'm not going to
That's
get
another
into it
case in
tonight, kid.
itself. That's
a
another case in
whole- that's a
itself.
But if
whole-
Yeah, I
not, so
feel
what
like
is
we
the
can't
point of it
plan that
then?
ahead.
There's got to be some kind of punishment if he changes it back. Otherwise, we're just wasting money.
punishment. I mean, again, we're trying to be very clear and agreeing and find a simple resolution, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's.
That's part of the
let's
contract.
not use
Well, there's no
verbiage of
punishment until we actually
punishment
talk to the
if we're
judge to
trying to
know
come
what it
to a
would be.
resolution.
But that's part of the
Well,
agreement, though, right?
let's see here. All right, let's back up a little bit. Right, it's very clearly states in the code, right, for the impersonation of an officer. Right, I'm gonna read it. All right, let me pull it up. The act of falsely portraying as a government official or worker in order to gain access to restricted areas. That's not happening. This next part, or fool another human being. Right. This also includes the unauthorized use of government issues, vehicle, and equipment. So the first half of it and the second half of it doesn't really apply, but right there in the middle, the fooling another person.
Well,
Everyone here will say that they thought that was a PD car.
So that's
I would
fine. So
argue-
hold on. Pause. I'm going to pause. Not to be cut you off.
Pause.
So
No,
yeah,
you're fine. You're fine.
They might imply that they got fooled, but it's then your job to then prove that that was my intention to do that.
Yeah,
that's
actually
and
what
that-
it
and
was.
that-
It's the thing of
Yes.
intent.
Yeah,
You have
100%.
to-
That
yeah.
we would have to prove that it's the intention. But I mean, it's
But here's the thing: we
use PD car.
Yes, sir.
We know what a PD car looks like. We thought that was a PD car, right?
The 911
We know the
car, I thought it was
intricacies
a
of it.
PD car.
Also, since we already discussed this, we already let you know how the public would view it. So it would have to be your intent to fool people post this point.
But wouldn't that be opinionated though? Not.
Well, that'd be on a judge.
Yes.
That would be for the
It would-
judges.
Yeah, that would be for judge as well.
I'm just talking about how the public would view. That's opinion.
But that's how I would argue it, though, because we already had this conversation with you. Because we already discussed this. You changing it back would be you implying that you were now doing it to confuse people with the fact that you are presenting yourself as a police officer.
I don't think he said he was going to do any of that. I don't
I'm
think
just saying
that
this-
was what he said.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is because if we're going to pay for his livery change, there's got to be it's got to be stipulated on some kind of further agreement.
Okay, well,
At
here,
this point,
how about
I'll pay
this?
for the livery change, so
If we
there's
pay
no
for the livery change
stipulation
and he
from
changes it back, then
LSPD.
we want our money back for the change of pay, for the
That's
change
fair.
of
At
livery.
this
That's
point,
fair.
at this point,
That's
I'll
fair.
cover it on my client's behalf. Don't worry about it, LSPD.
Are you sure?
I'll cover it. No problem.
Okay, I
No
want to
problem.
get
this
this.
in.
Is everyone here aware that we offered to pay, and we were denied that?
You know what?
So everyone,
And that's your call. If you want me to cover it or the LSPD with the stipulation, that's on you, my friend.
I think we
You
should
tell
cover
me
it.
what you want to
I
happen.
honestly, I think we should cover it.
I think we should too.
Yeah,
But
the
if you
LSPD
change it
covers
back,
it. Like I
then
said,
we
it
want.
won't be late till later today because I have, a set agreement with a certain mechanic shop to get it changed, but a certain mechanic. So it won't be until the individuals in the
100%.
city.
Yeah, of course.
So,
So I
let
don't
me be
mind you
very
guys paying
clear.
for it.
We'll pay for it, but if you change it back, we want the money we spend to change it back from you.
That's fine.
Do you
That's
agree?
fair.
You agree to those
I
terms?
can agree with that. I can pay.
Lawyer, are you witnessing this agreement between us two individuals?
I witnessed it. I witnessed
All
it.
right.
Also,
I
what
also do have the
what is the
agreement on
time frame?
Vicam.
What is the time frame on when it's going to?
That's a judge.
I
It's a
mean-
judge.
No. For this one, for the
Oh.
delivery chain. What
Well,
is
I
the,
can't
the
prove when that
window?
individual is going to be back in the
No,
city.
I'm not referring to the judge. I'm talking about you changing your livery. Like, what is
Yeah,
the
I don't
what is
know
the
when my-
window? So call it 3-4 days, 24
Yeah,
hours,
I mean,
48 hours, 72
I
hours.
can say a few days because I don't know when my mechanic will be available next. He's a busy guy.
We'll say
Saturday?
24. We'll say 24. Or excuse me. We'll say 48 hours. If it extends beyond that, I want you to shoot me an email directly. Okay.
We'll do.
All right. Is everyone in agreement? Is everyone happy?
Yes, sir.
No.
That's fine. As
I'm
long as
joking,
neither
I'm
of us are
sorry.
happy, that means it was a good compromise, right?
Sure.
All right. That means neither of us got what we wanted. All right. Okay. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
It's like,
Rush, can you dismiss us, please?
All right.
I'm out of it.
Yeah.
Wait,
we're good.
I'm at payment. I got to pay. You got to be paid for it, right? Wait. Well, they said they're going to pay for it. How are we going to handle payment?
Whenever the guy's in.
Okay. So
If you
I'll
can
send over
bring-
receipts. I'll send over receipts.
Yeah, bring me a receipt.
Yeah, send
of
over the
of
receipt. We can pay for it.
All right.
should-
We good?
Yep.
Anything else?
Questions,
All right,
comments,
we're good.
concerns? Cool.
Thank you guys so much.
Of course.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Of
Sorry for
course.
the struggle. Sorry that took so long.
Sorry for my nipples being out for so long, guys.
Before you go, what is your email? It's like I send you the penal code.
Oh, it is Raj. Just Raj by itself.
Are you in the DOJ?
Yes. Wait. DA or DOJ?
My bad. I apologize. You have the DA's office.
I was like, Jesus Christ, there's another one I'm not in.
No, it's from another city. My apologies.
God, I can see their shirts through their car. It's fucking obnoxious.
That's terrible.
All right, my sheets.
Something clearly broke.
It says you're. Okay. Oh.
So what now,
that's-
Sonny? Oh, what's happening?
That one's.
On bike patrol. Anyone want to go with
Be
me?
able to find me? Oh, you found me. Okay.
Yes, sir. Also, I wanted to
Declare
discuss
bicycle patrol.
with the lawyers about something other than this as well. So about the new law with the wildlife, federal versus state.
I got you.
The government.
He wants people to go
Oh,
photo
wow.
with you.
The,
A moto bicycle.
This is
Oh, bicycle. You know
very
what? The
immaculate.
shirts are on that.
One second, I'm trying to stand. So the governor came to me directly and asked me to rephrase the terminology for the federal law, because his argument is that because poaching is no longer illegal, that it takes away the entire Department of Wildlife, the Federal Wildlife Reserve, right? So what my argument was that to counter this is that you make it legal to appease the council, but you make it illegal to transport out of a certain area, right? So you justify both, right? So you, council gets their way, it's legal. If you fish it up, if you stay within a certain confines, but it's also illegal to transport it. So I would like to employ you to help me figure this out as well. I'll send you what I was working on, but it's been a couple days.
By the way, sir, you are free to go. This is no longer a
Yes,
genuine
sir.
traffic
Yes,
stop.
sir. This is all cordial.
I can go ahead and turn off the lights real quick. You are good to go.
Thank you.
Now back onto the hard, long work of figuring out the fucked up system here.
Also, I can send you all the discrepancies as well. There's a lot of them already.
Yeah, that would be golden because apparently they're supposed to be judging today, and if I get a single minute with a judge in this city, I promise you, it's going to be glorious.
He's gonna be bombarded.
Just get more judges.
All right. I'll get in contact with you probably after I get off the shift and join the
Yeah, no
the
worries, no
DA's
rush.
office. But so I don't want to hold you on the side of the road anymore. Also, I love the banter, by the way. I love the banter. Although we're
this
doing
is
on
great, by the way.
I really want to go.
100%.
I really want to go to trial. To be honest with you, that's what I'm hoping for. For something.
Listen, I am all for this type of thing, right? Like I thrive for this shit, right? Like the arguments and technicalities of
Yes,
them,
sir.
and it's great. It's great. By the way, because I'm pretty sure it was you two. Excuse me, I'm not trying to, if you could, I'm not trying to take up your time either, my friend.
No, you're
but
good. You're good. I just wanted to thank you. That's all.
yeah. Well, listen, I'm glad I could try to lead.
Well,
Oh, okay.
What?
You don't
Sorry,
get
there was
on
a
your
penny.
feet, please.
There was a penny. There was a
Whoa,
penny.
okay,
There was a
okay.
penny.
I was
okay,
like,
that's fair.
no, you don't have to do any of that at all, my friend. I'm just glad I could be here, but I specifically want to talk to these two officers because last time listen, I may have come off a little harsh. I want to apologize to the both of you. I'm not meaning to, discredit you two. But at the end of the day, it is my job to try to find
Yeah, of course.
a way out of
Yes, sir.
laws that may seem unjust to my client and or to the system itself.
Yes, sir.
But at the end of the day, I am bound to the law, as you two are as well. And it's for a judge to interpret the law the way they do to determine a quote unquote perspective to move forward with and set precedents. That is all I am trying to do.
Yes,
Not
sir.
trying to give you guys a hard time. I personally
all
hate
good.
being called to traffic stops, because I feel like I shouldn't be here. Just if you think
Yes, sir.
it's wrong, we'll fight it in court. But every fucking client I have calls me to a fucking traffic stop, and I have to fucking anyway.
I would reject and say, well, are you formally charged? No, then call me once you're formally charged. That's what I would
Yeah,
say.
I'm probably gonna start doing that. But Anyway, it's quite an interesting debacle there. But
Also, I don't want to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I'm very instinctively, vividly familiar with your position because I was in exactly your position for a very long time in another city, so I know exactly what you go through. Which is why I
Yes.
switched sides because when I was on your side, they would argue, complain constantly that I was just complaining about random shit. This is invalid random shit just to harass PD. So.
yeah,
It's interesting to be on the other side, which I if you ever want to jump sides just to see what it's like on the logistical side versus the clerical side, it's quite different.
yeah, I can only fucking imagine, my
It's quite
friend.
different.
But anyway, I just want to make sure I said that to you two. I know you two were the last ones. I had a little roadside assistance talk.
Yes,
Is
sir.
what I call them, roadside assistant calls. But oh gosh. But anyway, yes, it's nothing ever personal. You will never, hear me, fucking hold the grudge against you or, see you in the street and do anything malicious or anything of that nature. It's strictly, professional.
Yes, sir.
Professionals discussing
Yes, sir.
passionately.
Yes, sir. Very passionately. I've been told that many times. And
Yes. But anyway, you two have a great day. I will not take up any more of your time, and
sir.
you guys enjoy your day.
oh, what?
Of course, you too.
Can you send me your email so I can add you
Oh,
to the
yes,
editor?
yes.
I'm gonna
So you can edit them.
start the carry.
There you go, my friend.
You should have editing access to that now.
All right, beautiful. Appreciate that.
Okay. Well, until we meet again, or
I'm sure we will meet many times in our lifetime, my friends.
yes, sir. All right.
You be safe,
You too.
Mancini. Oh shit. Yep. Sorry.
That was eventful.
Yeah, I haven't had an argument like